There was an old Hindi film called Saath-Saath. Saath-Saath means, together, the two of us together, and the way the couples are supposed to be. In this film, the hero was Farooq Sheikh and the heroine was Deepti Nawal. The hero starts off as an idealistic young boy, and the heroine likes him for that. They get married and then they have a child. And then, the hero starts feeling that we will not be able to live a physically comfortable life if this is all we have. And to earn more, he starts getting corrupt. One day, he invites a powerful person home for dinner. At the end of the dinner, he hands over to this guest a sealed cover, an envelope, which his wife quite rightly suspects has some money. So after the guest is gone, she takes him to task. She tells him, "What has happened to you? I couldn't even imagine you could stoop to such low levels." Now, what does this hero, now her husband in the film, what does he say? He says, "Look here, I haven't created this world. I just happen to live here. And whatever is necessary for survival in this world, that's all I'm doing. And after all, for whose sake am I doing it all? For your sake and for the sake of the baby." So now what the hero is doing is trying to justify himself. At the emotional level, he wants to live a comfortable life with his family. And when questioned, he's trying to defend himself by giving arguments. "I haven't created this world. Just happen to live here, and it's all necessary for survival here in this world." And then he's trying to guide her wife's emotions in the same direction by telling her, "After all, for whose sake am I doing it all? I'm doing it for your sake and for the sake of the baby." So that his wife also feels that her husband is justified in doing what he's doing. Well, while he may be feeling very clever that, see, I have been able to defend myself so well, uh, and in fact, the emotional part of the being, which wants that life should be comfortable, and the intellect, which has now justified it, have reached some sort of an understanding, which means now the emotional part of the being and the intellect are behaving as one unit. The emotional part of the being wants something, and his intellect has justified it through these arguments. But all the same, in spite of this harmony between the emotional part of the being and the intellect, there's a dissenting voice that tells him, "She's right and you're wrong." Now, if the emotional part of the being and the intellect have achieved some sort of an understanding, then where is this dissenting voice coming from? This dissenting voice is coming from his deepest self, the dynamic aspect of his soul, the psychic being, which always puts in that whisper to tell us what is right. Now, this voice, this inner voice, which we may call it, is rather faint. It doesn't go into any arguments either, but all the same, it is very clear. It has a great clarity about it. And it is from this voice that we get the best guidance about what is right and what is wrong. Thank you.